Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and today's lesson is on red and processed meats. You may have heard, oh, don't eat so much red meat or don't eat processed meats, but maybe you don't know exactly why that is and why the focus in a Mediterranean diet puts red meats up there with sweets on the diet pyramid so that you're not wanting to have very many red meats or sweets in the diet. So just have a slide here on red meat, but red and processed meats kind of act very similarly in the body. But red meat consumption has been linked with an increase in colon cancer and cancers of the stomach. And also, red meat consumption is associated with a higher or increased risk of cardiovascular disease. We also know that if you stop eating red meat or reduce the amount of red meat that you're eating, you have a better chance of lowering your rates of obesity. And that was found in studies with adults and children. So decreasing that red meat intake can help with weight loss. Just a couple of things, about being more earth friendly or budget conscious. Red meats are going to cost a lot more than eating beans or lentils or legumes, that type of thing. So if you've ever heard of Meatless Monday, and in our diet plans or menu plans, I always do a Meatless Monday without eating meat, and trying to get people to be a little bit more conscientious about decreasing the amount of meat they're eating. And one of the other reasons is because about 30% of our farmland is used to produce grains for animal feed. And we know that that takes a lot of energy. Raising animals takes a lot of energy. They take a lot of water as well. And perhaps if we all started decreasing our meat consumption a little bit, we could actually use more of that farmland for producing grains and feed for human beings. So that's my take on that. And let's go on to our next slide. So what are processed meats? So processed meats is any meat that's been treated in order to preserve it or give it more flavoring. So it can be done through the process of salting, curing, fermenting, or smoking. And that would include, salamis, bacon, jerky, all those types of meat products, and also deli meat. You might be familiar with having added nitrites or nitrates to our deli meats. And I'll do a slide on those here at the end, just so you have a little bit more knowledge on why nitrates and meat don't make a good combination. But just a point on deli meats is even if they're red or if they're white meats, they are not going to be as good for you if they've gone through this process of being treated to preserve that flavor. So if you think about the best meats that you could possibly eat, those are probably going to be the ones that you would get right from the farmer or find in a health food store where they haven't been treated or cured at all. So in 2015, the World Health Organization, their division on cancer research, classified processed meats as a known carcinogen. So knowing that they contribute to colon cancer and cancers of the stomach. We also know studies link processed meats to higher risk of heart disease and diabetes. So that's why it's important, if you do have insulin resistance, prediabetes, or diabetes, that you are watching that intake as well. And a Mediterranean diet is a great diet to follow to help reduce the amount of red meat that you're consuming or processed meats that you're consuming. So the current evidence suggests a higher intake of processed meat put you at higher risk for all diseases and mortality. And that was by Frank B. Hugh. He's a medical doctor in the Department of Nutrition at Harvard. So just some information there on processed meats. And these are then again those diseases linked to eating processed meats, so high blood pressure, heart disease, and diabetes. And we do know, and you're probably getting this information from me, you're picking up on this, that heart disease and diabetes are fairly closely linked. We see more patients in the hospital that have diabetes having heart attacks because of that thicker blood and that laying down of plaques. COPD is also associated with eating more processed meats, and then again, those colon and stomach cancers. So just one more slide here, and this is on the nitrites or the nitrates. So nitrate and nitrate, we kind of use those interchangeably, but nitrite is the reduced form of nitrate. So with chemical formula NO3 for nitrate, nitrite is an NO2, so it's lost an oxygen atom. You hear about nitrates in fruits and vegetables and how those are healthy for you. Well, those are healthy for you because they can change in your body to produce nitric oxide, which is actually very relaxing for your blood vessels and can help to lower blood pressure. But when we add these same nitrites or nitrates to our meats, they actually then combine with the protein portion of the meat, the amino acids, which is the breakdown product of our proteins, and they form nitrosamines. So those nitrosamines have been associated with the formation of colon cancers. Now, you might see products that say natural choice or natural meat, and I recommend to people that they really look at those labels, because they've started adding some of those vegetable products that are high in nitrates to cure the meat or season the meat, but the end product is still the same. So even if you see celery root or celery seed or carrot or beet or spinach or any vegetables that are high in nitrates or nitrites added to that meat, that is still going to combine to form those dangerous nitrosamines in the body. So just being aware of that when you're looking at the label and you're picking out a meat or maybe a deli meat, if it says celery or celery seed on there, then you know that they've added nitrate to that to preserve it, and that combination is not going to be healthy for you. It forms those nitrosamines. So that's our lesson for today, and I will see you again soon. Thanks.